Is that situation any closer to being resolved?
I don't talk about players who are not available.
Okay, so there's nothing more you can add to that. I mean, I believe this evening today he's deleted his Instagram account. Is that maybe a step towards building bridges with you?
I don't know. It's up to him.
So you say it's up to him. If he apologises, is this done?
I say I don't comment about players who are not available.
Okay, so nothing more to say. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, David, Erik ten Hag then unimpressed necessarily by Sancho deleting his Instagram account. Can you see a way back for the player at United at this stage?
Starting to look bleak, Teddy. The longer this goes on, it's been a few weeks already, and there's a clear standoff there and a very clear difference of opinion. Otherwise, this would have been resolved by now. So Sancho appears to be standing by his guns, even though he deleted the tweet that is at the center of this dispute. And that appeared to be an acknowledgement that he had broken club rules about social media posts. In terms of the apology that doesn't appear to have come, well, we don't know exactly what's gone on behind the scenes in terms of whether he would have been prepared to give an apology, but whether that was deemed satisfactory to Erik ten Hag. And clearly, Ten Hag is staking a lot on this. He did the same with Cristiano Ronaldo, and he's not backing down. But equally, Sancho doesn't appear to be either. And there was a post by one of our colleagues, Paul Hayward, earlier today saying, is there any point in an apology now? Because if you're going to force him into making one, is that just a sign that, you know, it's insincere? So you'd like to think, as dialogue continues behind the scenes and the PFA offer to get involved, that some sense can be brought to this for a very talented young player who's in his early 20s. He's one of the finest of his generation in terms of that talent. And he was a big outlay financially for Manchester United, and they can't afford to keep having these issues that cost them a lot of money, as well as footballers too. But the closer you get towards January, you start to think back to incidents like Mesut Ozil at Arsenal, which came to a head around this time of the year, and he ended up departing in January. Cristiano Ronaldo too. Perhaps Jadon Sancho is going to follow a similar path if they cannot see sense.
What's your take, Sam? David mentions Ronaldo's situation. Do you think it's similar, or could it be a more nuanced approach in this case? Perhaps agree to disagree.
I don't think Ten Hag can lose it. I mean, it's gone on for so long now. It's 2 weeks now. So he's going to have to, for want of a better word, win this sort of standoff. Clearly, the comparisons will always be there with Alex Ferguson, who always kind of stared down any player who challenged his authority. This has gone on for ages now. I think it doesn't really reflect well on Sancho. I mean, I know he's had issues in the past, but at some point you have to kind of reach some kind of compromise. Clearly, the club have put a lot of faith in him with that fee, and he's someone that they've built a lot on. I mean, he was a major signing for them. Hasn't quite worked out as either party would hope, but I don't think it benefits either of them for it to go on and on and on. And this sort of grudge, the worst, if indeed it is, let's call it a feud. I think the longer it goes on, the more it seems impossible, really, that he can come back into the team. I suppose it's possible, but it doesn't really help either of them, because I don't think either of them will have great options when it comes to January. And if they're looking for a parting of the ways, then clubs will probably think twice about Sancho, and United won't, if they do try and sell him, won't get anything like the fee that they had to pay for him.